Hello, everybody. I've got to go. Gotta leave you all behind and face the truth. Goodbye, everybody. I've got to go. Not really. Do 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 do. Hello, everybody. What's happening out there? Anybody gonna join us? Oh boy, this is a mess. T10. That's 10. That's 10. That's TR10. That's TR15. What are you then? TR20. TR30. TR25. TR60. Something right here. TR55. T50. I've got to go, that's a TR47. And that's a TR45. That's a broken Tecton TR40. Where do you go to get Tecton broke Tecton tools replaced? Darn it. I got a bunch more of these somewhere. I got to remember where they're at. Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. Garbage. That's the Chevy one. Chevy. Aha. Tecton. 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 Pittsburgh, 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 Carlisle, Pittsburgh. That's it. I do believe that's going to be it. Hello. Shirali. Hello, Shirali. Welcome to Mongo's Garage YouTube channel. Doing a vertical live tonight. We are, I don't know, discussing the world that we live in together, you and I, all of us, and sorting through frickin' tools. Trying to get all my stuff that's been scattered to the wind for the last 20 years all put back together. And we are getting there, believe it or not. Well, if this is a T45, what are you? You're a T47. You are a TR27. If you're a TR27, what are you? You're a T27. Yo, bro. Rashal Spencer. I'm doing good, man. You? How you doing today? Xander Lakefield, just scrolling through. Hello, goodbye, enjoy your stream. Thank you, sir. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the little burp there. Rashal is doing good. I want to see. Oh, he retracted it. I see. TR50. Yay. And TR25. That's amazing. I'm only missing a T30 out of a kit that I haven't found for a long time. Can I say some digits of pi? 3.14. No, I have not voted, Rashal. How's everybody doing tonight? Good, I hope. I got a Phillips screwdriver in my pocket. Me, on the other hand, doing well. Like I said, just really good, really sucky. Just cleaning some stuff up here in the shop. Kibitzing about things. 6 at the end, not 7. Not real sure where this is headed there, Luke. Where is it headed? I'm glad that you know that many digits of pi. I don't. That message was held for review because I don't have a moderator yet. I got to look at it. It's even more numbers. Not real sure. I think these are going to live in here. The question is where. I think I gotta start taking dividers out. What's everybody up to this weekend? Big plans? Anything happening? KJ and I are still, hey Loftus, good to see you again, sir. We're planning on getting some serious sorting and cleaning done tomorrow. That's why I figured I'd get back out here and continue here tonight and talk to y'all, see what's going on. We're gonna be cutting corn. Corn for us is pretty much done. I think just about everybody in the area that's doing corn has pretty much got it gone. What kind of farm do you guys have, Loftus? What do you guys do on the farm? Is it beef, dairy, pigs, livestock? I've worked on a lot of farms. I've never actually, well, I live on a farm now, an old dairy farm that's long since defunct. It's amazing that entire kit is still there. That's the old pass-through gear wrench You just do corn and stuff. That's cool. Nothing the matter with that. You guys sell your corn for whatchamacallit? The website, but the red, white, and blue ones, we're talking about the hats. The red, white, and blue hats are discontinued. That was a July 4th thing. I think there's white ones. There might be red, white, and blue ones. I'm not sure. If you go over to, I think it's Mongo's Garage underscore square play. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Den of Tools just posted something. You sell it for deer corn. Cool. How do you keep the deer from eating the corn when it's on the stalks? That's what I want to know. How much are my hats? I'm currently stationed in Germany, Ramstein Air Force Base. Ramstein Air Force Base. I like it. Thank you, sir. I'm not 100% sure what they are. If I had to guess, I can't even guess. 20 bucks? I don't know. My daughter runs all of the merch for the channel, and she takes care of all that stuff for us. Does a pretty good job with it as well. She does all the designs and everything. Yeah, for my hat. I can't sell my hat, brother. They may be on the website. I don't know. I don't know if I know that run was done. I don't know if she's going to do another run or if she's got some hidden from me. She's got to hide them from me because if not, I'll wear them. This one, I've had this one a long time. When I got this one for Father's Day 2 years ago, and I've kept it in really nice shape. She immediately after getting it, we went to Kinzu Dam. Which is the Allegheny Reservoir, big giant reservoir. You mean PM? My brothers were talking in a chat, and we were on the boat, and I was flying through the water, stuck my head above the windshield without my hat being tied down. Usually, I'll put my hat on backwards if I'm piloting the boat to where it doesn't blow off. Well, I forgot about it, and it blew off. It was brand new too. I cut the boat hard right, come back around, shut the motor down, and jumped in and went and got my hat. I wasn't going without my hat, especially the one that my daughter got me for Father's Day. Got it special made, and then we had a run of them made, of course, for the for merch for the channel. That's a hat story. You guys ever hear the hat story? So what I'm trying to do here. We are moving all of my stuff from my shop into my son's shop. We're in my son's shop right now. That's my Bronco back here. And we're moving all of my tools over here so that we can work together. Name or car for edit. Name or car for edit. Mongo's Garage, BOV1. My name is Mongo. Anyway, we're moving all that stuff over here so that my son and I can start working together again on these projects and hopefully hammer them out a little faster than we have been. Okay, bet. What are my thoughts on the CTSV V2s? My brother had a CTSV that ran like a scared rabbit. He really liked that car. I don't know why he ever sold it, to be honest with you. Maybe, I think he's 6'6". I think he was having some problems getting in and out of it because he's so tall. Is why he ended up selling it. Roman him edits. I'm not sure, Roman. Sean O'Shea finally didn't miss this one. Welcome back. Got your vice grips off today, Sean. They're headed USPS to you. Shipped them out today. So you should be getting them sometime early next week. As well as the hats. Don Klein got a hat. Yeah, guys, those 15 of you that are here, if you don't already know, it's November, so we're going to open up the tool giveaway to everybody again. That way I don't have to keep track anymore. So if you won before, you're welcome, sir. You are open. You're capable of winning once again. And what we do is once the viewer count gets up to or over 100, I give a tool away. Garnett Tools, a good friend of mine, has donated a bunch of tools to Mongo's Garage so that we can do just that. Give a bunch of tools away. But you guys should go over there. My birthday is in November. Yep, it's November 1, brother. Happy birthday to you, whenever that birthday is. My birthday is in March. The Ides of March, exactly. March 15th. But still cleaning, guys. I got more junk than any 4 guys ought to have. But after 35 years doing this craziness, I can understand why I have so much. Yeah, go Trump. Yeah, brother. Oh no, that's a yeehaw. Yeehaw! Go, brother Trump, brother. Yeehaw, brother. Go Trump. I can't read tonight for some reason. Thanks, Alex. Appreciate that. Things are heating up over here. I don't know. We were told, not told, but I guess Trump's going to be somewhere around our area Tuesday. From what we understand, what we've heard through the grapevine. So that'll be interesting, to say the least. See where he ends up. Hey, from New Orleans. New Orleans. How's it going down there in New Orleans? I used to service a piece of equipment in New Orleans. Well, not in New Orleans, in Gramercy, just out of New Orleans. A big trackmobile down there at Noranda. Does that name ring a bell? Noranda? It's now, I believe it's called Alatco or Atalco. Let's make America great again. So like I said, just trying to clean things up a little bit here, trying to figure out what we have, what needs sorted, what needs put away. I told you guys I'm a bit of a pack out nerd, and I have a lot of pack out. The interesting thing here is that my screws, I was hoping I might be able to get rid of some of these. I gotta mount this thing to the wall at some point here. Bring you guys up here. I brought a charger out with me tonight. So hopefully, the phone won't go dead. It's plugged in right now. I've got to plug this thing into the wall somewhere. This is it's a receiver bracket that you can hang 3 hitches in. I'm gonna have to drill them holes out a little bigger. But we'll do that in a little while. I'm gonna mess with that right now. Looking to see what's all in here. Lots of good stuff. Those are mean screws too. Maybe I should use those. Then I can mount this thing wherever I want to. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Cool. Zach, did that ring a bell to you? Noranda or Italco down there in Gramercy? Yeah, that's the one. Ouch. Put that in there. I gotta walk to the other side and get a screw gun. I'll be right back. I have a bunch of wall control stuff coming in here real soon. Awesome, Loftus, thank you. Have I been doing the lives for 2 weeks now? In all seriousness, those jerks that were trolling you about your weight won't think it's so funny when you won't have to immediately have it. They honestly pissed me off. They're good people and they're miserable and they had to go try and ruin your day. I greatly appreciate your backing me up, Sean. I do. It's like I said there whenever they were trolling me. A man can't have 3,000 subscribers to a YouTube channel. Sorry, you guys are turning around the wrong way there. But a guy can't have 3,000 subscribers to a YouTube channel and not expect to be trolled a little bit. There's a lot of jealousy in this old world that we live in. You're really not going to be able to see what I'm doing over there. Good evening, Michael. Great to have you back, brother. That's what tells me that that's what tells me I think we're doing all right, that you guys keep coming back. I haven't scared any of you away or pissed you off. Not that I'm that guy that's going to make anybody mad. I'm not trying to not make you mad either. I'm not that kind of person, right? There are people out there that's what they live for, though. They just feel like they gotta make everybody upset. I'm not that kind of person. We are going to mount this bad boy, I think, right here. Make sure it's straight. Put a bunch more screws in it now. I bought a bunch of these a while back. Because I was getting tired of looking all the time. Lost that screw. For our hitches. Oh, this is not going to be fun, I can tell. I want that back. Guys, don't get old. I can't see anything anymore. I don't know what I'm going to do when I get really old. I'll get it sooner or later. Bear with me, guys. That is definitely on the wall. I'm coming. More. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You've reached Mongo's Garage. No football tonight, guys. Football season's over. Good evening, George. I heard you want a nice, friendly donkey. At some point, we may need a donkey over here, but that point isn't in the near future. Yeah, not a fan of that. Interesting. It's up there. We'll see what happens. It is up there. Yeah, I don't think I need a donkey. On my way. I don't need a donkey. For closing your live. No. Chevy 5-speed, hello there, how are you? What is your favorite tool? You're gonna have to give me a second to think about that. What is your favorite tool? Hee-haw, Georgie. Oh, that's good stuff. My favorite tool. For that, I'm gonna have to get up and walk away. I will be right back though. It's gonna take me a minute or two. But I really wanna share this tool with you guys. Since you asked, don't go anywhere. You're not allowed to go anywhere. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves while I'm gone. Talk about that donkey. Whew, that's heavy. Heavier than it should be, I can tell you that. Told you I'd be back. Have you guys been talking amongst yourselves? Looks that way. Wrong drawer. Correct drawer. All right. Told you guys I was going to share this with you. Yeah, I actually just saw that over on my other bench, George. KJ was going to bring that over to you a while back, but there's been some things that's happened. There's two of them. Two of what? Gimbal bearing tools or the Fords? Rush Motorsports is on now. George Froats is on. At my house loading the donkey. Where's the kids? My everyday carry is my favorite tool. The one that gets the job done. Where are the kids? At my house loading the donkey. That's correct. Mech and something else. What are you doing with the gray truck? I'm going to finish it. KJ and I are going to finish it. I've had it for 10 years. Slam my door again. Come on, man. No worse than you do. Is your favorite tool the gimbal bearing puller? It was my favorite tool when I needed it. That's for doggone sure. There's two doors. The Ford. All right, my favorite tool. It's a toss-up, really. And it's something that I don't necessarily use every day. And it's a tool that you won't ever think that a mechanic would say is his favorite tool. Harley got an 86 on her test. Awesome. You guys know who this guy is? And if you know who that guy is, you'll know where this came from and you'll know what it is. That is the Duresta ice pick. And you say, but Mongo, what good is an ice pick to a mechanic? Well, it does anything that you want it to do. And when it's handy, when you know where it's at and you haven't lost the doggone thing, you can clean the right stuff containers out and make them work again, because everybody knows that the right stuff is way too doggone expensive to throw those cans away when they're not working. Hello. So that's one of them. And I have definitely used it in 5 years. Kenny, thank you very much. The second is this, and not because of play on words. I'll tell you why in a minute. That is an original King Dick bicycle wrench. It's a shame that we don't have, good. Melbourne, Australia, Peter W. Have you ever heard of Salty Captain? If so, stick around. When you have to work on things outside in the dead of winter, ice picks are very helpful. They sure are. Lincoln or Miller. I'm a Lincoln guy through and through. I have a little Lincoln over there. Little Lincoln right there. I have an old Lincoln Tombstone. And when I say Tombstone, I mean the big one, not the red one. I've got the big gray one that has done quite a bit of welding in its life. Not that much for me, but I am definitely a Lincoln guy. Melbourne, Australia. So yeah, it's a shame that we don't have the European guys on with us, because King Dick is a wrench company that is from Europe. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. No fire tonight. No, it's not too bad out here. It's just right. You got to keep moving. If you stay still too long, you get chilly. But I bought this off of one of the guys at work, and they make these things all the way up in the huge sizes, but this little guy here is very rare and very hard to get your hands on. You can buy them on whatchamacallit, but that's no fun, on eBay. I'm not an eBay collector. I like to find these things in the wild. Unfortunately, for this one, buddy of mine made it to the sale before I did, and he ended up buying it before I had the opportunity to, but he eventually sold it to me. What on earth? Background, and I keep moving back and forth to see what they're saying. I don't know if they're a part of the live or not. But yeah, so between this and this, these are my favorite nostalgic wrenches. I love these old wrenches. So I wanted to tell you guys about that. Now there's a couple different old wrenches that you can talk about, right? So there's this kind of old wrench, which this would have been an impact wrench that you put on something and smack with a hammer. But this isn't really one of my. I end up with these because usually you have to buy packages of things. If you see something that you want, you got to buy all of them. Here's another one of those little guys. What I really like are wrenches about this size, and by this maker specifically. This is a Billings, Billings and Spencer Company, which was made in Hartford, Connecticut. This is about a 1910, maybe 1900, sometime around then. So this wrench is over 100 years old, guys, and it's a little rusty. I cleaned it up, but as you can see, it opens really fine, closes really nice. Why do I collect these old wrenches? Well, I think it's really, really, really neat that this 100-year-old wrench has made it through life in as good a condition as it's in. This isn't cleaning, says the boss. I'm telling stories. I cleaned earlier today. I've already cleaned for 2 hours. I had to bring these wrenches over anyway. I had to get them out of my shop. So yes, this is kind of cleaning. Again, this wrench is over 100 years old. If this wrench could tell stories of how it has remained in this good a condition for this long, I would love to hear them. I wish that we could animate this stuff and hear the stories, you know, where it's been, how it got there, that sort of stuff. But along with that, in the Billings and Spencer category, what did I do with it? Oh, no, I had another one here. There's this little guy. This is just a little smaller than the other one. All right. And I like these ones that are all steel, no wood on the handle. But when you get into the bigger ones, there are Billings and Spencers that you can get that don't have wood on the handle. But when you get into the really big ones, you have to get wood on the handle. This is a scalloped handle. And it's actually, if you look, I don't know, can you see it? Yeah, you can see the tine in the end of that where it actually fits all the way through. This isn't a Billings and Spencer. This is a Coes, which is, yep, full tang, absolutely. That's a Coes wrench, C-O-E-S. These were used a lot on the railroads. And what these wrenches are used for, not necessarily are they good for your typical 8-sided bolt. They're good for the old square bolts. Obviously, back when these things were popular, back in the 1900s and stuff, they had a lot of square bolts and stuff like that. But they got a whole thing full of them and everything. So here, now I have a bigger one of these. This is an interesting little story here that my son has at work. He uses it to loosen hydraulic fittings, big hydraulic fittings. This, if you look there, it is a Billings on this side, and it is an all metal handle. But if you look on this side, it's a Coes, C-O-E-S, Billings, and Coes. So just like today, back in the day, there was a lot of tool manufacturers that rebrand and had different brand names. Case in point, this guy. So this says Fulton on it, if you can see that, F-U-L-N-T-O-N, F-U-L-T-O-N, A-D. So the Fulton wrench was made by Coes, C-O-E-S, but sold through Sears and Roebuck. So in the Sears and Roebuck catalog, if you wanted to go in there and buy what they called a monkey wrench, this would be it. Now, a lot of people call pipe wrenches monkey wrenches. Pipe wrench is not a monkey wrench. This right here is a monkey wrench. Let me explain the difference between a monkey wrench and a pipe wrench. I don't think I have any pipe wrenches in my collection that I have with me here. I do not. Here's an interesting little one. From the Barnes Tool Company. This is a bicycle wrench. It actually is chromed, has a square drive on the back so that you could drive different apparatuses. The interesting thing is I do believe, nope, it's not 1/4 inch. It will not fit a 1/4 inch ratchet. That would be an interesting idea, but it doesn't work. So monkey, M-O-N-K-E, is how everybody pronounces it today, but that was a mistake. I don't know what happened to my little one. I had a couple more little, and I don't know where they went. They are gone. I had a couple little ones like this, but they're probably at the bottom of the box. So anyway, monkey versus pipe wrench. The pipe wrenches, of course, have teeth, right? There are teeth. They're not smooth. And if you ever look at a monkey or a pipe wrench, this upper jaw, and it's actually not usually the upper jaw. Yeah, it is the upper jaw because the upper jaw is what has the thread in it. The upper jaw pivots a little bit, boom, 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 back and forth. And what happens there is that pivot allows you to bite into the pipe and get a really good grip on it. And those teeth are very important in the pipe wrench so that you can grip just regular old pipe. Obviously, this wrench isn't going to do you a diddly squat on pipe, right? Because it's completely smooth. Now, back when this wrench was first patented, the gentleman who patented these wrenches, his name was Monique. And Mr. Monique had put his patent in, and the U.S. Patent Office looked through it, and whenever they approved the patent for the Monique wrench, they misspelled it, and they spelled it monkey wrench. They dropped the Monique and spelled it monkey, and well, it has been, hey, look at that. We got a 99-cent Clark Christie 34, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the super chat. That is awesome. So yeah, the monkey wrench ended up because of a mistake by the U.S. Patent Office. It should have been the Monique wrench, not the monkey wrench. So yeah, a little bit of trivia for you guys tonight. We're up to 43 watchers, which is pretty doggone good, guys, for my boring stories. Me telling you about the Monique wrench versus the monkey wrench. And over here, I'll show you. This is what I've been digging through here. Let me flip this around. Usually when I start flipping this thing around, I screw everything up. We need 100 so I can give a tool away. Absolutely. I do have an antique tool in the bunch. It's an old auto wrench. You can see there are a couple auto wrenches in here. Wrenches that I get that are really bad, I will clean them up. And as you can see, when we poured the concrete in my garage, we didn't put a vapor barrier underneath of it. And in that regard, I get a lot of moisture that wicks up through the through the concrete. Kenny's shop, we learned that lesson. Here we go. There's that other little one I was looking for. This is a Billings and Spencer. I did see one more. This is really, this is where I got started. This is my very first one. Nice Billings and Spencer. And if you, they look a little familiar, don't they? So this was a copy of this. If you guys watch Wow. We got all kinds of stuff going on here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Greatly appreciate it. That is awesome. What we've got going on here, these wrenches are, again, these are bicycle wrenches, right? This is something that somebody would have used back in the 1900s to fix their old bicycle. And if you watch much YouTube, a gentleman that goes by the name of Hand Tool Rescue, he makes his own wrenches. These guys. It's a direct copy of this, and it says Hand Tool Rescue inside of it. And you can buy those things brand new. I like the small ones. I love the small ones, but I also really like the big ones because they are super, super rare. Guy at work, like I said, this wrench here. So I have the next bigger wrench in this, Billings and Spencer. KJ has it at work. He uses it for, taking hydraulic fittings and stuff off. And the other guy that works on Trackmobile at the shop, he has the biggest one of these you can get, which is about 20 inches long end to end. And it has the full metal handle on it, just like this one does. But it's in really good shape, and I told him that when he retires, I'm going to buy it off of him. That way I can have it in my collection. Which, this is the lion's share. Actually, no, there's another whole box over there with these wrenches in there. But it is definitely something that I enjoy collecting, the old wrenches like that. I like looking for them. My wife, kids should be rolling in soon with Daryl the donkey. Oh boy. I hope there's no donkey. I don't have any, you know what's gonna happen is if you do drop the donkey off here, he's just gonna find his way back over to you guys. Daryl, why is his name Daryl? George? Should I lock the doors? I can't close the gate yet because I don't have a gate. That's coming soon. Gated community. How to become a car mechanic. Give a basic plan. Well, it depends on how old you are there, Monaco. If you're a young man, I would suggest getting involved in the car culture. That would be the first place that I would get started. Start reading about the things. 32. Okay, so you're not that old. You're not that young, but just get out there and start messing with them. I would say, I don't know, that was out. Mailman name, should I be concerned? I don't know, that was mail. Car magazines, yeah. If you can find magazines, but the internet is a great source for this kind of thing now. Check out, watch Roadkill. Check out what the guys are doing on Roadkill. Another great one would be Vice Grip Garage. He has a lot of great insight on how things work. I actually have a playlist on my channel, So You Want to Be a Mechanic, and we talk about what tools you should get at first and how to go about it. At 32, I think is what you said you were. I think that's probably what I would do. 34, 32 years old. Probably the best bet would be to find yourself something that you can wrench on. And yep, Pole Barn Garage, Junkyard Digs. Pole Barn, what scares me about some of those guys, and I love watching them all, don't get me wrong, and granted, a lot of it is just for YouTube, I'm sure, because those guys know, there's some of the things that you shouldn't be doing and putting out on the road. But to learn about the stuff and to start understanding how these systems and everything work together, that's definitely a great place to start. You got to have an open mind. To be a good mechanic, you have to be a good troubleshooter. You have to be a good problem solver. I'll break it that far down. Not necessarily, troubleshooting is nothing but solving problems. You have to have 50 watchers, guys. That's awesome. You have to be able to, and one of my traits is that I look at things from a really, really, really strange perspective for some reason. I don't know if it's the upbringing that I had. I don't think that I was brought up any different than anybody else. It's just I look at things maybe a little different. The guys that I used to work with in the shop would say that I would, at every chance that when I didn't understand how something worked or whatever, I would try to tear it apart, understand how it worked, understand everything that went that's inside of it. That way I can know the systems and how they operate, so when they do break down, I'll know how to troubleshoot it. I deduce a lot of things, of course, knowing what works, what doesn't work. Thank you so much. I love the subs. This is like the third live I've done today. I actually took today off work. What I'm doing now for work, for those of you that are just joining and becoming a part of the family here, I am a service manager / sales specialist for mobile railcar movers. But I've turned wrenches since I was about 12 or 13 years old in my dad's garage. I've been painting since I was 12 or 13 years old in my dad's garage. My wife and I actually started dating because I was bored to death one night painting a van for our neighbor, an old Chevy van. And I needed something to do. And I ended up started calling her. And from that, we started dating. And here we are, 2 beautiful children, a home, careers, 25 years later, she's put up with me and my antics for that long. God bless her, because Lord knows she's a saint and an angel, my angel for sure. Yeah, so that's my antique wrench collection, and I do have an antique wrench in the tools for the tool giveaway that I added. I wanted to we'll talk about this one real quick. The other guys that you can watch. I mean, there's tons of them out there. The little garages, like they were saying, pole barn garage, junkyard digs, Uncle Tony. If you like what we're doing right now, Uncle Tony does a lot of talking head stuff, and he knows what he's talking about whenever he's talking about the Mopars. But I'm not a Mopar guy, so I'm not a big Uncle Tony fan just because he's into the Mopars. It's not that I'm not a big Uncle Tony fan. I'm just not a big Mopar fan. So the stuff that he talks about, I'll go over there and watch. Depending on, I mean, there's a couple different ways you can go in the industry as well. I'm sorry, a GM guy. I'm a Ford guy, but I'll still talk to you. I totally get it. And that's one thing that we've touched on a lot. I'm a Ford guy because I know how to fix Fords. But this is a modern monkey wrench. As you can see there, it's a rigid. It doesn't matter. You're absolutely right. And this thing was made in the USA. Spud, it says on this side, 2 5/8 or something like that. 2 5/8 capacity. I just thought that was interesting. You can actually buy this wrench still brand new from Rigid. And this is essentially a plumber's wrench now. So anything that the plumbers need, they can get this guy here. Yeah, antique wrenches are cool. Last Ford I drove blew up, so yeah, I mainly wrench on mowers and square bodies and OBS Chevys. Hey, we just talk quite a little slower for the GM guys. Oh, come on now. 78, you guys just got a big jump there. Keep it up. From what I've seen, now that we're into this, from what Loftus says, 2 weeks, the more chatter that we get in the comments, the more guys that we have involved there. YouTube definitely pushes the live out to more people, puts it on there. So what's going on here? Let me explain this. And some of you guys, you've probably heard this 6 and 7 times at this point. I have a YouTube channel. Mongo, what's up, Jersey Paddle? Loftus is still here, good. So I have a YouTube channel called Mongo's Garage. There's about 1,000 videos over there. We've done a lot of content over the last 10 years. And I was struggling for the last 2 years, actually, trying to get 4,000 hours of watch time. I had reached 1,000 hours or the 1,000 subscribers required to monetize the channel, but you need 4,000 hours of watch time. So I was struggling with just the regular rigamo daily, doing the 2 weeks, 2 videos a week kind of deal. So I started back when, what's his name? I don't even have 50. It's hard. 50 subs, right? So yeah, I believe we're getting really, really close to 3,000. If you guys do well tonight and hit that sub button, we could get up over 3,000 on this live, but subs, that is. And I might hit 4,000 subs before I get 4,000 watch hours. I have 75 legends. Trump, yes, Brian. Brian Mendoza, exclamation points. I'm excited too. Excited for it all to be over and we can get on with life. Love you. I love everybody. I just need to be able to go live. Amen. Help. Hello. Oh, hello. Hottie. So yeah, I need 4,000 hours of watch time. I've been struggling with 4,000 hours for a long time, and about, I don't know, 100 days ago probably, I started posting a short every day, 15-second short. Thank you, Brian Mendoza, for the 99 cents. That's greatly appreciated. So in that regard, I started to. That's your first super, man. Awesome. Thank you for donating to the channel and getting us where we need to be. So I had the subscribers, but I didn't have the watch time. And posting a short every day had gotten YouTube to recognize me, and they actually put me in what's called a vertical live boot camp. And that introduced this vertical live platform to me. Now I have seen this. Thanks again, Mr. Mendoza. Greatly appreciate it. There you go. So I had seen this vertical live platform, and especially over there on those other social media platforms, and I've watched people do crazy things. Now, I'm just getting into my own. We may do it. We may do this every night. I don't know once we get things going and we get the garage all cleaned up. But for right now, I am utilizing it because it is working at getting those watch hours. These watch hours count. And what's really cool about the vertical live platform is that it is pushed out to the shorts feed. So on the short side, there's people scrolling right all night long, right? And welcome to Iran. Holy smokes, you are definitely the first watcher from Iran that has spoke up on the channel. Welcome to the channel, guys. But so I'm utilizing this format to get those watch hours out where they need to be. Last I saw today, I think they were at 3622 or 3611 or somewhere up there in the 36s, maybe 3670. I forget exactly where it was. What state is my shop in? I'm in Pennsylvania, southwestern Pennsylvania, just below Pittsburgh. We're over here in Stiller country. I was born in North Jersey. We moved to southwestern Pennsylvania because that's where my parents' families were from. In the mid 80s, my brothers both graduated. I'm the youngest of 3 brothers, kind of close to me. I'm the youngest of 3 brothers, and I am Mary. You're happy? But, so yeah, we had moved over here, and we're all very mechanically inclined, we like to do a lot of things with our hands. I was in a real bad accident about 10 years ago. I had separated my SI, sacrum, and iliac, which is essentially your hips, kind of far. Connecticut's pretty far away. But it's not bad. And in doing such, I couldn't do this professionally every day, 8 hours a day. Well, actually 10 to 12 hours a day is what we were doing when I was working on equipment. Hey, man, a few hours? Yeah, it's a few hours for sure. Connecticut. I'm going to say 10, maybe 12 hours. I used to travel up into Massachusetts, into Adams, Massachusetts. Loftus is in Virginia. I think you're clear down there on the southern border of Virginia there, Loftus, if I remember correctly, right? Howdy, how do? That far? Yeah, it's, if I remember, Adams, Massachusetts was like 12 hours. I'm in the bottom. Hello, I'm Mary. Hello, Mary. So closer. Yeah, you're probably a little closer. But yeah, so that's where the Vertical Live platform came from. Hello from Germany again. Hello, Mike D. Thanks for coming back. That's the great thing, guys. I'm telling you, you have no idea how it makes me feel to see you guys coming back night after night after night and watching and being a part of the Mongo's Garage family here. We're not even doing anything right now. We're just trying to get things sorted. KJ's over at his place. I had to go to Pennsylvania to go to Maryland. Yes, you would definitely have to go through PA to hit Maryland. Maryland is one of the states I cover for the Trackmobiles. It's in my territory. So many people all over the place. It is amazing. Like 6 to 7 hours nonstop. Well, that's not bad then. So I'm clear on the western side of Pennsylvania. We're actually, where I'm at right now, I'm about 10 minutes from the northern panhandle of West Virginia, or the Ohio River. That's my boat. If you guys go back and you look at any of the river stuff that we do with the boat, it's all in the Ohio River. But yeah, it humbles me, gentlemen and ladies, if there are any of you here, that so many of you guys continue to come back night after night after night just to hear me ramble and talk about these crazy things. I feel after 47 years, I do have quite a bit that I can share with you guys, and I hope that it does help. You know, on occasion we do have people that ask questions. Like earlier there, we had someone ask, you know, what would it take to become a mechanic at 32? You just got to kind of dive in there, you know what I mean? We in Germany, looking at the U.S. election, who do you think win the election? Right now, I just kind of have a feeling that it's going to be very tight, but I think we're going to be surprised that I think Trump is going to take it over. If you were in Jersey still, I'd be closer to you. You couldn't find, in fact, I'm 13. I've got a lot of young watchers on here, and that's fine. I'm glad that, you know, if you guys are here, obviously maybe we're able to teach you something. My dad is going Trump. Hopefully, like I said, if you guys are hanging out here, there's a lot worse place that you could be hanging out on the internet. That's for doggone sure. We, so far, from what I've seen, there's a great group of people that post on here with us. They got your back. They will definitely speak up when people start to get out of line. My kind of people for sure. I just got a 98 Dodge Ram 2500 with a 360 that needs a lot of work. I'm a newbie but love working on trucks. Would these lives be a good place to pick your brain? Yeah, I mean, as we start getting into things, obviously, you know, I won't be able to be as interactive as I have these last 2 weeks. But as we start working on this stuff, yeah, absolutely. 98 Dodge, so that's that's a first gen, right? 360, 2500, so you're going to have the big front end under it, solid axle, coil springs. I would imagine that's an automatic. Needs a lot of work, probably a lot of rust work. Where are you at, Tessa? And by the name Tessa Thomas, I would have to imagine that you would be a female, which is awesome. I have 4 square bodies, 5 OBS Chevys, and 6 lawnmowers. 4 square, and you're 13, my friend. Indiana, okay, that's cool. So Indiana, you probably don't have a lot of rust over there. Second gen, see, that's how well I know my Dodges. But it's all the same stuff, right? Tomato, tomato. 4 square bodies, 5 OBS Chevys, and 6 lawnmowers. Tessa, right now there is a major oil leak that I have no idea where from or how to find it. So we just went through that exact same problem with Pam, which is my son's 1986 F-150, 351 Windsor that we drove up from South Carolina, and it had a major oil leak that he was chasing. So my suggestion on oil leaks is 100% make it as clean as you possibly can get it. And in those situations, this stuff right here is going to be your special sauce, if you will. 2 of the square bodies are technically his, and 2 of the trucks that said I could have them if I fixed them. Amen, brother. So yeah, get yourself a can of brake or a case of brake clean. And although this is the bad stuff, this is flammable, and it will catch on fire. But this is the better stuff. So let me explain the difference in brake cleans for you, Tessa, and for those that are coming into this. Red is okay, but if I'm doing what am I thinking of here? If I'm doing a brake job, red's okay because it's gonna take a little bit longer for this stuff to evaporate away. Green evaporates almost immediately. So if I'm painting something and I want to get rid of a lot of the whatchamacallit, if I ever smelled colors using brake clean, yeah, probably. But the green is the green, and then there's different brands, but this stuff is pretty much, there is chlorine in it, I think. No, this is non-chlorinated. Ultra fast drying is what you're looking for. That's backwards, I realize, but it says down here, ultra fast drying, non-chlorinated. And you absolutely have to get non-chlorinated. The reason that you need non-chlorinated is because if you catch this stuff on fire, because it is flammable, it will make chlorine gas. Do you know what chlorine gas is? Chlorine gas will kill you. It's mustard gas. It attacks your nervous system and it'll shut you down. And we don't want to shut anybody down. So yeah, my suggestion is to get that engine as clean as you possibly can. One of the things that a lot of people don't understand is you can power wash your engine. I do it all the time, and I have done it all the time for forever. What you don't want to do, though, is if there's a module, like an aluminum box under there, don't spray the aluminum box directly. Stay away from it. But all that stuff's under the hood, and under the hood is not a perfect environment or water-free environment. There's going to be some water in there. But don't squirt 3,000 PSI water directly into an engine module or something like that. But to find an oil leak, you got to make it as clean as you can, and then you're going to be able to, you got to warm the thing up, get it up on jack stands, and get yourself a good light that you can really inspect that thing and try and find where that oil leak is coming from. Now, I have an idea of where your oil leak might be coming from, because 9 times out of 10, when you can't find the oil leak, it's coming from somewhere that you would never really look for. And KJ's oil leak was his rear main. So at the rear of the engine, there's a big seal around the crankshaft that seals the oil inside of the engine and the air outside of the engine. And what happens is over time, of course, the material that they're made out of gets real brittle and cracks and carries on. Hi from Naugus, Florida. Hello from southwestern Pennsylvania. Don't look like we're going to be giving a tool away tonight. No, 41. We're hanging right in there at 41, 44, 15 likes. We did hit some super chats tonight without even asking. That's awesome. I greatly appreciate that. I use like random crap. All I know is it's very flammable, and I learned the hard way. Same with paint fumes. I once forgot that paint fumes were flammable, and it burned all the hairs off my hands. Man, ow. No, there is no doubt about that. The one thing that scares me is whenever I get to painting cars, you check the channel out, I do paint as well. Obviously, this goofy thing behind us is in getting ready to be painted, but whenever we start painting, both of our shops are heated with wood, and that wood, of course, takes oxygen out of the building to burn, right? And that oxygen, if your painting is going to be extra flammable. So I always worry that if things would get just right, let's say the mixture of paint fumes versus oxygen in the room were just right, that you could blow it up. Gonna have to be cold. My stepdad has a 99 SHO. The rear main went out of the Yamaha V8, and I can only imagine. And that little Yamaha V8, they ran good, but they were I've never, no, I can't, we had one at Votech years ago. Well, no, we couldn't have, because that would have been 98. Was that an SHO? No, it was a cop car. We had just got it, it was in a flood. But what I was about to say here, you guys all saw, if you checked out the shorts on the channel, the new Icon bar light, Harbor Freight. Guys, I'm not a Harbor Freight lover or hater, but I will tell you this, I am a deal finder. If somebody has a good deal for something that I need or something that is going to make my life a little bit easier, I 100% will go after it. So this is that bar light from Harbor Freight. And right up here in the tip of this thing, right here, if you can see it, is a little light. And that light is this blue light. So it's supposed to be a UV light, and what that UV light is going to do is in a dark environment, you can buy a dye that you could just put a couple drops in your engine oil, and it's going to glow under this blue light. So that's definitely going to make it a lot easier for you to find leaks, oil leaks, and things of that nature. But I definitely suggest getting yourself a good light. That way, whenever you're searching for your oil leak, you have plenty of ambient light in there. What if I do that? I look scarier. You guys can really see how ugly I am then. Man, is that bright. What I like about this light, this is regular LED light, which is, as you can see, yeah. So Tessa, if you do want to get this light, it's not on shelves right now. You actually have to ask for it. So the light that I have on me right now is what they call a real light. And when you're painting cars, this is the light that you want to use whenever you're looking at the paint, because this is going to mimic sunshine. As you can see, it's just a little bit yellow versus how white that is. All right? So that will definitely make a difference, as you're doing what it is you're doing. I'm going to set that over there because it does give a little bit more light to the subject here. Move some things around. What else? That's smart. So much to learn. Yeah, you do, but you'll pick this stuff up a little bit at a time. Don't feel discouraged. Another big place that has really, really helped me out a lot in life, believe it or not, are the forums. There are tons of informational forums out there, and where it helps me is whenever we get into these 7.3s, into the power strokes that KJ and George and all the guys run. When we get into a problem there, and I get stumped, I'm just a human, just another regular old guy, that I'll dig into those forums, Google it, use the tools that are available to us. And here recently, with AI and everything that's going on there, that they're becoming even easier to use, to find that stuff. FR, I had all the oil leak out of one of my mowers, and it seized, and I had to rock it back and forth with very thick oil in it so it wouldn't knock. Am I a robot? I don't think so. That's an interesting question, Kevin, because I believe our bodies are, now this is gonna whack everybody out. You're really gonna think, what's the matter with this dude? Our bodies, that's what a robot would say, right? Maybe. I believe our bodies are machines. It's just they're biological machines. If you look at the way a machine works with hydraulics and electrics and engines, all of those principles are inside of our bodies, and our bodies use those principles from from the mechanical world to do what they do to keep us alive. It's honest. I mean, we used to laugh that it was harder to be a mechanic than it was to be a doctor. Now, don't get me wrong. I can understand. A doctor is, hey, I bought that tool. My Duresta ice pick. Yeah, it was a gift. Yeah. We used to joke at the shop back when I was working in the shop that it was easier to be a doctor than a mechanic. And I had talked to a doctor. Actually, I was at the heart doctor today, but I was talking to a doctor at one time, and I told him our theory, and we talked about it. He didn't get upset. He didn't get. He said, "That's an interesting concept. Why do you think that way?" And that's, I love having great conversations that you can expand your knowledge. Maybe understand how other people think about things. But I told him, I said, well, this vehicle that's behind me operates in a certain way. I know that thing inside and out. I've had it ripped completely apart. I've put it all the way back together. I've touched every bolt in that thing. The human body is the exact same way. Now, I've never taken a human body apart. I've worn one out, my own, and I know the ins and the outs of my body. I know when things aren't right. I know, just the same as a mechanical. I know when I've got problems. But the human body has not changed. What is changing, and this is what he pointed out to me, he says, you're absolutely right. Vehicles and technology change on a daily basis. He says, but the human body, biologically, it doesn't change. However, what does change are the things that affect the body. So the cancers, the COVID-19, the viruses, the sicknesses, the diseases, those things are constantly changing over time. And he says that's the challenge. He said a general practitioner, yes, they know, the human body is it is a machine. It is the basic systems and how they work. I get in trouble for ripping cheeks in the middle of class, and I was making it go off. Doctor gets paid even if the job doesn't end well. Well, yeah, and I can tell you this much. Tessa says that a doctor will get paid even if the job doesn't end well. And that's not the case for a mechanic, for sure. If the job never ends bad, let's put it that way. At least in my what we do, we have to fix what it is we're working on, especially the equipment that I work on, because it's a very specialized piece of equipment that moves rail cars around inside of plants. And if my piece of equipment doesn't work, then plants and people start going home. Plants get shut down, things of that nature. So it's one of those things. I'm surprised. I didn't bring my work phone out, but I usually have my work phone with me at everywhere I go. Got any left-handed screwdrivers? As a matter of fact, I do, because I'm left-handed. So all of my screwdrivers are left-handed. Those are actually, you guys may laugh at me, but Kevin, it's comments like that keep things, right, Sean? It's comments that like that keep things lively. I mean, I know that you're just messing around, but honest to goodness, it is what it is. And it doesn't bother me. Loftus, I know you're left-handed, right? I'm left-handed, but I do everything right-handed, other than right. Got to keep it fun. Absolutely, man. And I have found, George, if they're bringing that stupid goat over here. Oh boy. George, are you still with us? I just saw a blurb come across my phone there. Goat. I said goat. So there's a running joke Uh, I'm going to let you guys in. So George is my son's girlfriend's dad, and they run a little family farm, a nice farm, not just over another hollow over from us. I should have brought it over while the grass was still growing, right? Right? Grass is done growing now. I'll take a goat. You got the goat, baby. Right here. You got the goat, the greatest of all times. He can eat my grass. I'm not eating your grass. Better not be, your Mongo will be bad. Oh. So yeah, apparently they have this this donkey that the neighbor doesn't take care of it, and it always ends up over at their farm. And one night, KJ and I don't know what we were doing, but his girlfriend called and wanted to talk and said, "Hey, you want a goat, don't you?" I said, "Not a goat, a donkey. You want a donkey, don't you?" I said, "No, not necessarily. I don't think I need a donkey." But it's been an ongoing. The goat will eat my grassy hills. I'm going to make a remote control lawnmower to mow the grassy hills, and then you can sit on the front porch and mow them, Cheryl. How will that make you feel? As a matter of fact, I have portions of the remote control kit in my truck currently. I think I do anyway. That's funny. So yeah, a lot of weird things to think about. You know what is going on here in this world, especially as we come into the election here. What's going to become of what's going on? Husband has a question. How easy is it for someone to redo the whole front end suspension on an '07 Chevy Silverado, or is it worth the money to pay someone? He is up for a challenge. I love suspension work. Suspension work is what I call brain dead work. It's challenging in the fact that it's going to take strength. It's going to take some know-how because obviously you don't want to pop that thing apart. I believe in '07 Chevy, that thing's going to have struts. So don't do it. You have the best ideas. But like I said, suspension work to me is just completely brain dead. There's really nothing to troubleshoot as long as you take it apart and put it back together correctly. It's just super easy work. I looked at an '02 Chevy. I do know, what is that thing? That's an '07 Chevy Silverado. Is it worth the money to pay someone? And it all depends on what you're going to be paying someone to do it too. Flat rate, I don't know what that job, to completely rebuild the front end of that thing, ball joints, upper and lower ball joints, probably some tie rod ends, stuff like that. It shouldn't be that big of a job. I do know a good friend of mine had probably somewhere near an '07, and the lower ball joint failed and ripped the tire clear off the thing. He was running 40-inch tires on it, but yeah, he totally ripped it out. Good truck, good car, tow trucking. You talking about that Chevy? I prefer the solid axles just because, again, I think they withstand the abuse a little better. They definitely, the Chevys have a better ride. There's no doubt about that. Needs shock struts, ball joints, wheel bearings, and control arms. I mean, you can buy the struts from Napa already put together. It'll be a complete unit, so you don't have to worry about that. You can buy the wheel bearings. Those are pretty simple. Right from that, it's just a unit bearing. You're going to unplug it out of your steering spindle and bolt the new one back in. Control arms that if you are doing the control arms, most likely they're going to have the ball joints in them already, so you won't even need a ball joint press. I would say, depending on the amount of challenge that you want to do, the best thing, go to YouTube. Solid axle is the hill I'll die on. I'm with you, Sean. Go to YouTube University. Check it out. I'm sure someone out there has a YouTube video where they have already rebuilt that '07 front end. And then you can decide for yourself. You can watch somebody do the work and say, is this something I can do? or is this something that I should pass off for somebody else? The other thing is how do you need the truck? You know, is it something that you can let sit for 10 years and not have to worry about driving the thing back and forth to work? I remember growing up, when I was fixing all my buddies' trucks, that was one of the things that we were always worried about. That was one of the things with KJ as he was growing up. He only had one truck, you know, early on, and that was the one thing we were always worried about was he needs a truck. With George, right now, you know, the same thing. Whenever we had Laney in here, he needs a truck. Thankfully, recently KJ has always had an extra truck that we've been able to use, or my father-in-law, whenever we didn't have an extra truck, we were able to borrow one of his. But that's going to play into it as well. You know, is it something that you can have apart for multiple days if things don't go the way that you want them to go? Now, obviously, here in our shop, we have the tools. We have everything that we need. There's a pair of torches over there. You know, I've got grinders. I've got air compressor. You can't see it for the Bronco, but you know, we also have the lift. That's going to make the job a whole lot easier for us. You're going to be doing that on the ground, probably in your driveway or in a garage that wasn't really meant to do that sort of thing. But that doesn't mean you can't do it. And don't let somebody, you know, talk you out of it. But if it is a daily driver, like you're saying, sadly, we both have project trucks as our main. The good news is $600 is 600 wheel his words. 600 wheel. It's 600 wheel, his words. 600 wheel horsepower. Both 350 Chevys with an HEI ignition. That's the two trucks that you have, Games. That's good. My 70 was my only truck. Unfortunately, it wasn't reliable. Sean, was that a Ford or a Chevy? I need my dad to teach me how to weld. Welding is super easy. Yep. Driveway by the barn. So yeah, so you're depending in Indiana, you're coming into the cold months, you know, yeah, horsepower, 600 wheel horsepower. Yes, Ford. That's what I thought. 70 Ford. So what? Is that an FE or was that 302 or 300? I forget what engine. If you even told me what engine was in that thing, Sean. So yeah, on back to that. Doing that Chevy work, that's going to be something that was a 5-liter. Okay, so it wasn't reliable. What was not reliable? A 70 that should have still been points, right? Stuff like that. My 2 square body, one is parts for my 6.2 diesel. Oh, I'm sorry, the 6.2 diesel. I'll say a prayer for you. Give me a second. All right, we're good. Yeah. In the middle of a frame swap. I have OBS Chevy I can piece together. And that's the key right there. Tesla, everybody, parts trucks. I can't preach enough when you're doing these trucks to find yourself a parts truck. You'll use things off of that parts truck that you never in a million years would have thought that you would have needed to use. I'll show you here real quick. And it's just this simple. We just tore apart a Dakota, and the Dakota that we tore apart, it had a really easy, whatchamacallit to get to, in the, a real easy fuse box to get to. And in that fuse box was all kinds of goodies. I got relays, I got flashers, big relays, regular relays. I got these goofy fuses, and it's a shame because my Kubota used to use these fuses, and I had to buy them. They aren't cheap. Well, now that we had that parts truck, light bulbs. Now, granted, that's what KJ does, right? That's one of the things that he does that's his side hustle, is the parting things out and stuff like that. So I collect this stuff. Now, are we ever going to use all these tiny little relays? Probably not. But I guarantee you that at some point I'm going to need this little relay, because KJ's truck, his Super Duty, uses this type of relay. Our buddies who come in here, their trucks may use it. So now I have some of them. And I don't have to run to the parts store to get it. I don't have to, what is that relay? What's one of these relays cost? This is just your regular ice cube relay. So this is a normal open, normal closed, 87, 87A, 30 to 87 or 87A. Those are your load circuits. 85 and 86, these two over here are your control circuits, ground and hot. And this is a diode protected relay, so this is the expensive relay. This is probably a $5 relay, Tyco, name brand. So, these little things that these parts vehicles give up that you never really think of, they're worth their weight in gold because, when you do need it, now you have it. I have it. So yeah, I collect all that stupid stuff. There's a flasher in here, at least, no, it's not in here. I put the flasher in the other one. But I definitely suggest if you're getting into any major, whatchamacallits. You're welcome. Plenty of room, absolutely. So what we do with these parts trucks, what KJ does is we do 1, 2, 3 max at a time. We harvest everything that we can off of them, and then once it's done, we're done. Rip it apart, and then it's got to go to the scrapyard. I don't want any more than 3 here at a time. I like doors, gas tanks, tires, transmissions, engines, steering columns, dash, fuses, and 410 gears. It was just an old and hadn't been taken care of before it was mine. Absolutely, that 302. My neighbor had a truck I couldn't use for parts, but he insisted he was going to fix it. After I moved back years later, he had sold it for scrap. Right? I see that all the time. And I guess that's where you have to be a salesman to be able to explain to these guys that, hey, that ain't never going to happen. And that's, I've had people tell me that about the thing behind me, about this Bronco, that I'm never going to finish it. Well, I'm here to tell you that I'm going to finish it. But you have to have the determination, the sheer willpower to just get after it and get it done. When did I start making YouTube videos? 10 years ago. I believe it was October 7th, 2014 is when I started the channel. If you go back to the earliest video, I think the very first video I posted was of my son, KJ, back then. He would have been 10 years old, messing around with Harbor Freight engines and things like that. You just convinced my husband to go shopping for parts trucks. We have 30 acres, so plenty of room. For sure. Like I said, we're sitting on I have 10 acres on an 80-acre farm. My father-in-law, who usually joins in with the lives, I don't know if he's with us tonight, but he told me early on not to turn it into a scrapyard, which we haven't. Like I said, we definitely try. It's hard when you're going through the quantity of trucks that KJ goes through to, am I drinking small or no? No, I'm not. You drinking small or no? I tried, but I felt like I was getting into the territory of pissing him off, and that didn't seem. No, absolutely. You have to know when to stop as well. You don't want to make them mad because at some point, whenever they do finally decide that it's going to go, now they have you. I actually had cards made up, business cards. Well, I didn't. My daughter did, because I'll see a truck on the side of the road or in somebody's parking lot or a driveway, and I will absolutely 100% stop and put a note on that vehicle. If you ever want to sell this thing, give me a call. My name's Kendall Rush. I run, Mongo's Garage, this, that, or the other, the whole 9 yards. And it's all on a little business card. It's got this actual symbol on it and the American flag, but I leave them on, and it's not, it's worked once or twice, I would say, but what it does do is it starts conversations, right? And that's with sales and buying things. It's all about the conversation and the relationship that you're creating with that person. And that's what the car thing is. The car culture. It's not about the cars, guys. I mean, yes, that's the medium that gets us together and that creates these bonds and these conversations. The cars, the mechanical systems, that's the medium that we all know and love, but it's all about the relationships. It's about what we're doing right now, talking to one another, having open conversations, understanding where other people are coming from, understanding, and trying to help. Truly, that's what makes America great, is when we get together as a society and try to make each other better. Not allow, other society norms, I guess, to pull us away from our morals and our beliefs. That's what really, really makes America great. You've got MAGA, Make America Great Again, all of the stuff that's going down. And I mean, we're stuck right now, guys. We're stuck between a rock and a hard place. I don't know. I don't want to preach it. It kind of makes you wonder sometimes. Shopcat Industries. That's how I scored my '61 Cub Cadet project. I drove by it for years. Finally, drove up to it and asked. I later found out her husband had just passed when she called me a couple months later. Right. That's how it happens. That's how you get a hold of some of this stuff. By Shelby. I knew the guy had it, and I asked. I said, "Hey, is that something that you might want to part with at some point?" And he said, I was going to build it with my son, but that's never going to happen. So yeah, let's do the deal. So I ended up with a unfinished Shelby kit car that we will be building here, hopefully come late after Christmas, after the New Year is when I hope to pull it in here and get cracking on it and start putting it together. It's conversations. You start that up. And then that's the thing, we'll have guys that come here and pick up parts, and we'll start to BS and we'll start to talk, and it's hours pass by, just like these lives. I mean, we've been at this for an hour and 37 minutes now. I think he had passed away less than a month before I drove up. That's tough, and you don't know that sort of thing when you ask, when that sort of thing's happening, but it's just one of those things. Some of the best deals I come across are very much like that, right? How many 8-year-olds could you beat up at once? None. I would never do such a thing there, NS. No. Nope. 7. Well, Games, you're not much older than 8 yourself, are you? So anyway, the Friday night here in southwestern Pennsylvania, 7 is a solid number. It always is. Southwestern Pennsylvania, they're playing playoff football right now. I'd call Kramer about 5. Seinfeld Kramer, is that the guy? Is that who we're calling? Dear Lord, have mercy. Where are we headed here, guys? $13.46 in Super Chats, 19 likes. We have 18 viewers with us right now. Tessa, I hope I was able to help there a little bit. Check out the channel. Check out the other stuff that we do. I will be back on live. And then we'll, like I said, I'm not going anywhere. I have put a lot of time and effort into this YouTube channel. I'm hoping that we're able to grow this and keep things moving. Good. Glad to hear that. Glad to help. That's what we're here for. Like I said, help each other out. I definitely enjoy helping out. It's one of my strong suits for sure. Anybody else got any questions for tonight? I think it's 10:19 now. I didn't sleep well last night. I'd like to. I'm gonna hit the rack. I know KJ's got plans for tomorrow. We're gonna drag one of the trucks that's out back out. He's got somebody coming to look at it. I think this chat has gone off the rails. That's why I'm wrapping it up, brother. That is why I am wrapping it up. You got to know when enough is enough, right? We did good for about, what, an hour and 40 minutes, and it's starting to go the wrong way. Greatly appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see when more content like this is coming out. We are going to keep doing the lives. Probably do one at some point tomorrow. I don't know. I really don't know when, but we will definitely do something tomorrow and figure out where we go from there. See you tomorrow, brother. Have a nice night. Stay safe. I absolutely will. You guys be good, and we will see you all later. Yo, Mongo Man from Mongo's Garage is out. See you guys.